On Sunday, January 18, 2026, a catastrophic rail accident unfolded in southern Spain near the small municipality of Ademuz in Córdoba province, when two high-speed passenger trains derailed and collided in what authorities described as an extremely strange crash on a straight, recently renovated section of track. The first train, an Irio high-speed service, was traveling from Malaga to Madrid when it derailed at around 7:39 to 7:45 p.m. local time, CT. After derailing, its rear carriages jumped onto the adjacent track and were struck by an oncoming Renfe train heading from Madrid to Huelva. Both trains were moving on the main high-speed line connecting Andalusia with Madrid. According to rail infrastructure operator ADF and government statements, the collision caused carriages to overturn, with portions of the Renfe train plunging down an embankment about 4 meters, 13 feet, from the track. Death toll and injuries. Official figures have evolved quickly as rescue operations continue. At least 39 people are confirmed dead, with authorities warning this number could still rise as recovery continues. Dozens, potentially over 150 or even more than 200, have been injured, with many in serious or critical condition. Emergency crews and health services are managing large numbers of casualties at hospitals nearby. Initial reports varied, with some early local figures citing 10 to 21 deaths and dozens injured, but national authorities have since updated the toll to around 39 fatalities. Who was on board? Together, the two trains were carrying hundreds of passengers. The Irio train had around 300 passengers aboard when it derailed. The Renfe train is estimated to have carried around 200 passengers. Many victims were in the first two carriages of the Renfe service, which bore the brunt of the impact. Emergency response. Local and national emergency services, including the Guardia Civil, firefighters, paramedics, and volunteers, responded swiftly into the night. Scenes at the crash site were chaotic. Twisted metal, overturned carriages, smoke, and debris were reported. Firefighters described the work as hard, tricky due to the wreckage entangling passengers and slowing rescue efforts. Some passengers were forced to break windows and crawl out of derailed cars to escape, while others were rescued using heavy machinery. A local sports center and makeshift reception points were set up to treat the injured and assist families. Rail services suspension. Train services between Madrid and Andalusia, including Malaga and Seville, were temporarily suspended as a safety precaution and to clear tracks. Survivors and witnesses provided vivid accounts. Many described the collision as feeling like an earthquake. Passengers recounted being jolted violently, losing power, and plunging into darkness. Videos and social media posts showed passengers walking out from windows and emergency exits, assisting others amidst smoke and confusion. Family members of victims arrived at stations like Huelva and Córdoba, anxiously seeking information about loved ones. Spanish government statements. Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez described the crash as a night of deep pain for the country. Officials from national rail authorities and the transport minister, Óscar Puente, expressed shock. Puente called the accident extremely strange due to the derailment occurring on a straight, recently renovated section of track and involving a relatively new train set. He warned that the investigation would take time, possibly a month or more, to determine exact causes. Members of the Spanish royal family, regional leaders, and international figures also extended condolences. Support for victims. Local authorities and NGOs called for blood donations and set up family support centers. Deadliest since 2013. This crash is one of the deadliest rail disasters in Spain in over a decade, comparable to the 2013 Santiago de Compostela derailment that killed 80 people, Spain's worst rail accident in many decades. Spain's high-speed rail network is one of the most extensive and busiest in Europe, known for safety and efficiency. A collision of this magnitude on such infrastructure has shocked transport experts and the public. Safety and infrastructure questions. Officials have highlighted how unusual it is for a derailment to occur on a flat, recently refurbished track with modern equipment, raising questions about technical failure, signaling issues, or other unknown factors. Investigations underway. Spanish authorities, including transport, rail safety regulators, and police investigators, have launched a full inquiry into cause of the derailment, possible technical malfunction or infrastructure failure, the sequence of events leading to the collision, why emergency systems didn't prevent the catastrophic transfer onto the adjacent track. Officials emphasized that it could take weeks or months to reach definitive conclusions, as investigators analyze black box data, track sensors, signaling logs, and wreckage patterns. Broader impact and reactions. Public and media reaction. Media outlets across Europe and worldwide have extensively covered the accident, emphasizing both the scale of the tragedy and the uncertainty surrounding its cause. Social media has been filled with images and video from the crash site, along with messages of solidarity for victims and their families. Transport sector response. Rail operators, unions, and safety experts have urged a speedy but thorough investigation. Safety audits of rail lines and signaling systems. Support for victims and families. Historical context, Spain's rail safety record. While this 2026 crash is exceptionally severe, Spain has experienced other major rail accidents in its history. 2013 Santiago de Compostela derailment, 80 killed, caused by excessive speed. 2003 Chinchilla collision, 19 killed in a passenger freight collision due to routing errors. Other regional derailments and metro accidents have also occurred, though few matched the scale of the current disaster in terms of fatalities or injuries. These past incidents underscore how challenging rail safety can be even in advanced rail systems. What happens next? Short term. Continued search, rescue, and recovery operations. Medical care for the injured. Support for families and passengers. Temporary rail service suspension and infrastructure inspection. Medium term. Official accident report by Spanish authorities. Technical analysis and safety recommendations. Accountability measures if human or systemic errors are found. Long term. Potential safety upgrades across Europe's rail networks. Policy discussions on high-speed rail safety measures. Conclusion. The 2026 Spain train crash near Adamas is a tragic reminder of the risks inherent in modern transportation, even on well-maintained infrastructure. With dozens of lives lost, hundreds injured, and families affected, Spain and the world await deeper answers from the ongoing investigation. Authorities have pledged transparency and focus on safety improvements, but for now, the nation mourns one of its worst rail disasters in recent memory.